Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the return of the Obra Dinn, where I think we are on a roll here. Things are going pretty well. We currently have, I believe, two fates filled in all the way. So, I'm not feeling 100% certain on these. We're guessing Finley Dalton entirely from the fact that he's touching the wheel in the sketch. And then, I don't even remember how I decided somebody was James Wallace, but that might be an even thinner guess. So, it's possible these are wrong, but assuming they're right, we just need to fill in, what we need to do is fill in one fate that we can be reasonably sure of to check them, right? So, I had an idea on that. There are 4 top men from China that are unaccounted for so far, and I think we can maybe put a name to one of them. So the corpse for that is going to be out here. So right when the plot to kidnap the Formosans or whatever it is that was happening was what occurred. Remember the one member of the Formosan party? He was like standing down here below the deck. The one that didn't get kidnapped shot the second mate, and then they interrogated him here on the deck. And when they interrogated him, they had a guy standing by to translate what he was saying. That dude is, without doubt, Chinese. Also, we can probably make some reasonable guesses as to the identity of the Chinese guys in the sketch, right? So, this is the right thing, right? Hold on. Yes, this is this guy translating the Chinese for the captain. So you are from China. And that makes you one of these 4 guys down here. And we are 100% certain of this guy's fate, right? We saw him get struck by lightning. So, we're just going to try all of these names, and if one of them matches, we might... one of them does match for sure. When we click on the right one, we might get 3 more fates solved, right? Okay, that's a pretty bad sign. Am I missing something? And they'd have to be from China, right? I imagine knowledge of Mandarin was not, like, super common. So I'm assuming that the fact that this dude is capable of translating means that he is from China. Actually, Mandarin. Do they speak Mandarin in Taiwan? Probably, right? I think this chain of logic is sound, regardless of the minutia of which dialect of Chinese is spoken here. So the fact that we didn't get a match in there somewhere, I think probably means that one of the fates we have listed is wrong. But I do think this line of not inquiry, but this line of deduction is solid. So who are the other 3 Chinese sailors? I think this guy is Chinese, and I'm judging that based on the cut of his clothing. You can see it's very similar to this thing. It's not very similar to the clothing of anybody else on the ship, really. Let's see here. Okay, this guy has the same thing, but he also might be Chinese, right? It's him, and you, and where's the 4th guy? Nothing's leaping right out at me here. That's interesting. We can't see the identity of these people. That guy could be Chinese. Hold on, we gotta step back into... who are these... Oh, you know what? This is Lim. So this is, that guy. Yeah, and that's why they're not that's why they don't have to be identified in this picture, because we have a separate inset picture for them. Okay, so I think I'm gonna, real quickly here, do with the Chinese sailors what I did with the Russian sailors, and just cycle through their names. It's gonna be a little bit more tedious, because there's 4 of them, so there are more combinations to try. But, I feel fairly confident about their causes of death, I think, mostly. What if you were... No? And keep in mind, we have to, if one of our other fates is correct, we have to pair these guys correctly in order for this to work out. Then you were drowned by a terrible beast. I'm, at this point, relying a lot on information that I've already filled in. Having to trust my own previous deductions, which is not super comfortable. Okay. And then, like, we'll assign a name to you as well. So, how do I want to do this? We have to pick... If we say these two are locked, Wei Li and Huang Li... So you are maybe this guy, if we just swap these names. This isn't going to work. We already know this isn't going to work. Because this guy was already assigned this name. Okay, so at least one of these two is wrong. Let's try the version of this where this guy is named something else. Oh, okay, there we go. So who did we get? Okay, I was right about the helmsman. We are wrong about the surgeon's mate. We know for a fact the surgeon's mate is wrong. And actually, this is really good because we're going to be able to get the other two Chinese guys filled in, and then that's going to give us a spot where we can test another theory. So first of all, let's go fix the surgeon's mate problem. So, let's figure out what the heck I was thinking when I wrote this in. This guy. Sorry, that's not what I want. I want this button. He disappeared in the Doom. So, was drowned by a terrible beast is almost certainly correct, and what's wrong here is probably his name. This guy, I made a bad guess as to this guy being the surgeon's mate. Oh, because his neck piece was the same as the surgeon's, and he's standing next to the surgeon. Yep, that's an unsolid line of logic. Unsolid is a good, gentle way to put the thing that I did there. So we know this guy's wrong. And that makes you, Wei Li, probably. And those two are probably right. So now we just need to test something else. What's another theory we had that we might be able to, at this moment, verify or unverify, disinverify? Okay, this guy's wearing what could be a turban. It could also just be a bandana, which is a thing that pirates do in movies, although I'm not pirates, sailors do in movies. I think it's a turban, maybe? Nobody else is wearing a bandana. So could we maybe make a guess based on that? Well, like he could be a Sikh, right? I do not know enough about Sikhism to know the parts of the world where Sikhism is common, unfortunately. He could also... Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know enough about world religions to know all the religions where people wear turbans. Where, like, the head covering is important. So, I guess we'll come back to that. Who else do we have, like, half of a guess about? Do we know the ultimate fate of the dudes with the hats? Because one of these guys is the third mate and one of them's the fourth mate, probably, and it would be really cool if we could test that. Why don't you have any information listed at all? Show me memories that involve you on the map. He's present in the Doom Part 8, so that's pretty late. Unholy Captives... Huh. Okay, let's go to Doom Part 8 and locate this guy. Man, I'll be honest with you. Nobody knows everything. And that's an important thing to know about yourself, that you do not know everything, that you can be wrong about stuff. But sometimes the things that I'm ignorant about are, like, I feel a real rush of embarrassment about them. And this game is really bringing some of that to the fore. Okay, so this guy is in this... Are you our guy? You are the guy. Okay, cool. So, I mean, his situation right now is grim. but he does not show up in the list of disappearances, nor does he have a death associated with him. So are we to assume he survived? He's not present in any of the escape memories, right? He's not in this one. And he's not in this one. Because the thing is, we don't actually have a full accounting of what happened on the ship, right? We're only present for stuff where people die, for moments where a death occurs. So, like, if somebody took a lifeboat and got away, and nobody died during the events of them taking the lifeboat, then we wouldn't necessarily know that it had happened. We would have to guess, which I think may be what's happening now. So actually, hold on. Can we figure out what the lifeboat situation is right now? Because we know that guy did not get on the last available lifeboat, but what we don't know is whether another lifeboat left between then and what we're seeing now. And I can't go up there and check because of the stupid giant squid tentacle. I don't think this is a squid. I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably should have just looked up what squid tentacles look like, because I could have solved this for certain before starting to record again here. Okay, where is... I need a body from earlier in the Doom. There's a bunch of them all over the deck here. That guy up on the wheel here. This guy'll do. Right? Oh no, wait. This is gonna be Soldiers of the Sea. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. We do sure have a nice view of the sides of the ship, though. But not all the way back. So there's no lifeboats in this area. Hey, I don't know. It doesn't matter who that guy is. I am noticing that I had not noticed that guy in that memory previously, but it doesn't actually factor into anything. Oh, where's the guy who's torn in half? He should be a good portal here. Okay, because he's pretty late in the Doom, but not quite this late. But he's not close enough to the back of the ship for me to be able to see anything over there. It's just super weird that this guy, who is apparently an important person on the ship, just disappeared. Right? No fate at all? It's so strange. One assumes he is alive. If we didn't see his fate, he's alive. But if I can't figure out where he might have gone, that information's not useful to me. Because there are boats on both sides, right? We don't actually know how much time passes between the events either, do we? And we know the ship travels, and we can see how much, and I guess I could try to guess from that, but like between the events of the Calling, where a bunch of lifeboats got taken off the side of the ship, and all of this stuff, I don't know how much time passed, so we don't know, like, were those boats reaffixed? Are these different sets of lifeboats? It sort of looks like there's only places for 2 lifeboats to even be hung, right? One on each side of this area that we're in right now. Yeah, it sure does. So if there were only 2 lifeboats, this one went somewhere. We know that one went somewhere at some point. Hold on. When did that happen? When did I don't know, maybe I'm imagining it. Does anybody in the Doom die toward the back of the ship? Sorry, this is not what I want at all. Here we go. I think the answer to that is no. Yeah, we don't, unfortunately. We do not know. There's not really a good way to search for this either. So that memory where that guy is fleeing the giant squid is the last time he appears, and he doesn't die. Which means that we can't really fill in his fate, which means that we can't guess his identity. What about the other hatted man? The other importantly hatted man. This guy was clubbed by unknown. Can we maybe get a draw on that? Oh no, he was clubbed by that guy who's in every memory, who'd be really valuable to know. Alright, shoot. Okay, we need one other thing. I must have had other things that I was curious about. Oh hey, here's a question. What's up with Charles Minor? We know the squid took him, right? So he's one of the guys who disappears during the Doom. Let's here we go. Let's go to the Doom and just start filling in his name on the disappeared people. So we don't know who this guy is either. And we never did find the body. I'm just gonna try it. He was drowned by an unknown... Hold on, actually. Do we want drowned? What did they tell him happened? Did the squid drag him off the ship, or did it just kill him on the ship? That was... yeah, here. Your mate was torn apart. Okay. The squid's gone, your mate was torn apart. So, what we're doing is assigning Charles Minor and torn apart by a squid. Actually, hold on. We have a guy who was torn apart by the squid. I'm gonna try this. Is this guy Charles Minor? No, probably not. Because I think we're pretty good on those other two fates that we just filled in. So... this guy was possibly torn apart. Nope, didn't work. I'm gonna set all his stuff back to unknown because I still have no idea where he even is in this memory. You were crushed by a cannon. You're definitely the wrong dude. So the people who just disappeared. What if you were in fact torn apart by a terrible beast and your name was Charles? No, that's not... we don't think that's what happened? Okay. This is tough because there's so many guys here who we don't really know anything at all about. But that's why this is a good opportunity. Nope. Alright. I'm setting them back to drowned even though we know that we don't really know that they were drowned. This guy. He's... something? Sorry, this is the wrong line. You were torn apart and your name is Charles Minor. Hey, there we go. I really like the minimalistic music in the game. Okay, so... does that give me anything? Hold on. The crew. This fella, being Charles Minor. He appears in quite a few memories, doesn't he? Show me those? Like, where... is he important anywhere, though? I think he's not. I think it may be the case that this guy never really factors into anybody's death in an important way. I suppose... maybe I... okay. Maybe this was an error. Maybe I should have used this as an opportunity to try to verify the identity of somebody who's, like, really important. Like that guy. The guy who dealt the kill shot here. The guy with the hat. Who is always a problem for us. Yeah, okay, maybe. Next time we get a couple more identities locked in, maybe that dude should be a priority. Do we... we know what happened to him. He's one of the ones who gets killed by the captain at the end. So if we did figure out... sorry, this isn't what I want. I want this, right? He's one of the guys who gets killed by the captain? Yeah, so if we did put his name in while we had two other fates locked up, that would give us a lot of information. Yeah, shoot, I should have done that. Notice, by the way, that this is rated as a 1 difficulty. Boy. Clearly I am missing something here. Apparently this is the game feels that this is a real easy one to figure out. It could just be that what they mean by that is that he appears in a lot of memories. Apparently there's a lot of clues to his identity. So he's everywhere, in everything. You know what? Let's go back to this. He speaks in this one. Maybe we can get something out of that. So he'd be this body, right? No, wait. But I don't want his. I want this body.
Must be in here someplace. They're at the bottom of the sea. That's a lie.
Well, he's English. That doesn't really help us. He's English? He's probably just a seaman because he is firing a gun at the execution, and all the other executioners are also pretty low ranking. You know, maybe he doesn't speak in this.
Captain! Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and
Yeah, he does, but it's not actually helpful.
You bastard thing.
Okay, so, I mean, we're not close enough to be able to guess English seamen, right? No, we're not. There's still 3 of them. Plus, there's an unknown person who is working. That's strange.
What I give you?
Huh. Okay, so that's not helpful. I need to make some reasonable guesses at some other identities and then come back to this guy. Okay, who is still unmatched that might have like a really distinguishing characteristic? Let's go down the crew manifest and try to make some guesses here. So the gunner's mate is Polish. Boy, I don't even know what. I don't know how to pursue that. Duncan McKay is Scottish. Do we have? I don't know if we have a Scottish voice that's not accounted for yet. We've certainly had some Scottish voices, but a lot of those guys are figured out already. And he's not the only Scottish person unaccounted for, so even if we did find a Scottish voice, it wouldn't necessarily be meaningful. We do have Sungi Sathi from India. He should be relatively easy to pick out. He might be the guy with the turban. Turban's part of Hinduism? I don't know. There are Sikhs in India. What am I talking about? He could be he could be that guy. So we don't know though. We don't have enough information here. Philip Dahl almost certainly survived. But like I don't know what to fill in for country of escape. If I heard an Irish voice, I think I'd probably know it, but I guess maybe not, because I haven't identified anybody as definitely having an Irish accent. We have a guy from Sierra Leone, which is in Africa. Right. Sierra Leone is probably how we would describe that now. Yeah, okay. It is, in fact, in Western Africa, like I thought it was. I feel the need to defend myself. I just wasn't certain. So this guy is probably black, but he's not the only black guy we don't have identified. We know that because the sketch has at least 2 black guys unidentified yet. One of them is, I mean, they could be from anywhere. The other guy could be from anywhere. Well, shoot. So as far as physical distinguishing characteristics go, we might be at the end of our rope there. There must be memories where we now have information we didn't have before because of things that we filled in. There are definitely memories where names are said that that we haven't filled in. We still didn't work this out. There's this whole thing with the cries of mutiny. So we know. We don't know. You're the guy with the hat that we don't know. Never mind. Right. So this guy's been shot by that guy, which means, unfortunately, we can't fill any of that in. The knifed young man was knifed by the guy whose face got blown off, and that means we can't fill in any of his information. We can maybe try to make some guesses from the voices here. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's go back to that memory and see if we can't put something together. If you couldn't tell, I'm running a little bit desperate here. So what I actually want is maybe this memory. They speak in this one. Although it'll be hard to know who's who.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
Is the squid? Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
The cat. The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
Boy, the heartbeat that we can hear in that one is kind of unsettling, because it suggests the watch isn't just taking me back to a time when someone died. It's taking me back to, like, their memory of their death, right? Because nobody else would be able to hear his heartbeat. So that's creepy. So we only heard one voice in there that wasn't this guy, and it's an English voice, but we don't know which one of these it was. And we don't have either of your identities. That's not helpful. They have a little conversation right after he dies. We need that memory, maybe. Boy, which one is that? Is that the guy who got stabbed in the back? I guess we can verify this in the book. I don't need to wonder about that. So this happens up there. That's not what I need. I need... Yeah, this one. So we need the corpse with the whole face missing.
Captain cannot be trusted.
You have a plan?
Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade racing fish and shells for gold. Hey, who's there? Mutiny! Mutiny! Fresh bastard!
Okay, so that's the speaker, right, who says... Yeah, his method of speaking is a little bit strange. Like, there's no articles. We take ship and sail east. Trade, you know? So... Does that help? He's a person who, maybe for whom English is not his first language? From a place where English is not the first language. Or his voice is pretty, like... He's got a bit of a brogue, like the way his R's come out and stuff. He could just be a guy from Scotland who talks funny. Sometimes people talk funny. I talk funny. I have been told on a number of occasions that I have unusual diction. I don't know. He's got a hat on. That doesn't like tell us a lot, but the fact that he has a hat on could indicate importance. Hey, here's the thing. Do we have any idea who the purser is? The purser is a position of some administrative importance. So would he have a, Does the purser have a quarters marked on the map, maybe? Because you would need to know where to find him, right? If you need things, because he's managing the store. Okay, the purser's office is down here. Hey, let's see if we can find something about that. Down on the Orlop deck. Let's get out of this memory, because I'm really feeling pretty stymied here still. I don't think we have what we need. I need to get two fates that are like pretty bulletproof, so that we can use those to test the guy with the what looks like a wool cap. So this is the purser's office, right? No, wait, this is the workshop. Am I turned around? Am I looking? I'm on the wrong part of the ship. This is the right deck. But yes, I'm completely on the wrong side of the ship. We're in the carpenter shop. It's over here. So hey, who the heck is the purser? Let's ask. Let's ask the wall here. So do we ever see anybody coming out of this room? I don't actually know. If we were to see someone... Hey. Creepy horror game doors always closing behind you. If we were to see somebody coming out of here... Geez, when would that be? Let's try this. Right now, we're across from the purser's office. This is not useful to me. Actually, maybe it is, though? I'm talking over the part where it could be important. Let's, Same as the other fellow, same lung disease, not consumption, made worse by the cold. And nobody has any names or anything, and the fact that this guy's dispensing laudanum and is hanging out in the surgeon's quarters would tell us that he's the surgeon if we didn't already know that. You could be the surgeon's mate, maybe? Huh. He does have on, like, an apron-y kind of thing that might indicate a desire to keep blood off of his pants. I don't know, he could be. We don't know that he's not James Wallace, I'll say that. That's not exactly bulletproof, though. Other memories that occur in this area. So here we have some... No, I think we have all of the rest of the people in this memory figured out. There's a bunch of stuff that I haven't really examined very closely in quite a while, since we were taking our initial pass through the game. When we're talking about these things running around below decks, that could have woken... Like, if the purser was in his office, but not aware of what was going on, he could be opening the door in one of these memories.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
Yeah, this is not very productive. Do I know... Yeah, we know you. You're Alfred Klestel. Yeah, it's not like these guys are just not very meaningful, unfortunately. Do we know anything about the guy who's actually dying here? Yes we do. Right. That is, in fact, the butcher. Okay, well... This one was a little bit of a bust. You're the guy who eventually gets stabbed in the back for crying out about a mutiny. The Anti-Mutineer. I need to start giving people nicknames so that I can refer to them quickly. Other memories that take place down here. No, we can't even see all the way to the purser's office on this one. And not a lot of value for us on this one either, unfortunately. That's Klestel. Oh, no, that's the gunner. Right, that makes sense. This is Charles Miner. Fooey. Man, this is a weird story. It's a lot of stuff occurred on this ship. Okay, so these are the same memory. We checked this one already. It looks like the location of the purser's office is not really offering me very much. That's a shame. I thought we were maybe onto something there, because the fact that whoever works here is the purser is pretty uniquely identifying information. Well, you know what we could try is going over the sketch of the ship and seeing if there's any other potentially unique identifying information that we could gather here. Hey, look, the lazarette is actually marked on the map. Well, I deduced it, but also I could have just noticed that. You know, I feel like I haven't actually spent that much time looking at this thing. So if this is the midshipman's quarters... Oh, this is the third mate's quarters. Actually, these might be useful. Hold on, let's go up and see if we can maybe figure out any memories at all where we have access to these quarters. Well, I don't think so. I don't remember ever seeing anybody in either of these, but that would be really useful. So yeah, like if we... This is the midshipman, right? And maybe we could assume that this guy, the anti-mutineer, is a midshipman from the fact that he crawled into this room? Yeah, because that's the room we're in. So, like, what if he's a midshipman? What does that tell me? Not quite enough. It's actually pretty close. And even if we had his name, it wouldn't help, because we don't know. We don't have the name of his attacker.
Oh no! You're cut!
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best
Aye.
to pull him back, to save him.
You tell
Yeah,
me
this is
to-
not useful.
Brennan! Bring the surgeon's kit!
Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit. You have seen Brennan outside. You're not just shouting a random name. You're shouting the name of somebody you saw out here. So he definitely saw this guy. Maybe you're Brennan? Does that work with what we know about you? Henry Brennan, an English seaman. Yeah, that actually might... That might be right. Could it be you? Are you just coming down the stairs? You could be just about anybody. Okay, what memory are we actually in right now? Part 6. So I need part 5. We need to try to deduce who this guy knows is around. Because he's shouting the name of somebody that he knows is out there. So in part 5, is that guy coming down the guy who's currently on the staircase, currently, in part 6 on the staircase, actually available to us yet? Okay, so this guy's running downstairs. And the answer is maybe no, but if he was just upstairs with Brennan and he's like, hey, what's all that noise? And they both ran down here. Basically what I'm saying is I need to go back a little bit further because I need to see who he is on the cargo deck with. Or who he's on the... Man, is the top deck the cargo deck? I don't even know. I can't keep the names of anything straight. He's upstairs with this guy. This guy has to be Brennan, then. I don't even know where that other dude comes from.
Mutiny! Mutiny!
I mean, he could have been anywhere, right? Is this him throwing this guy overboard? Oh, it totally is. Okay. I think this guy is Brennan. So here's the thing. This could have an effect. If this fella turns out to be, what is it, Nicholas Brennan? Henry Brennan. Boy. Again with that memory of mine. If this guy turns out to be Henry Brennan, that... Like, even this guess lets us in on some other stuff, right? Because he's definitely killed people. So we need to... We need to find where he has killed people. Unfortunately, the fact that he kills somebody right down here doesn't really help us because we don't have that guy's name. But I guess we could try this. We could fill in Henry Brennan here, and then guess at this guy being the third mate or the fourth mate, and if we got it right... If we got it right, it would be fate number 3, is where I was going with that. Okay, now that we know for a fact that that guy is Henry Brennan, that does help us with some things. I believe that that guy was a stymieing factor in a couple of fates, right? Oh, right, we know he's the guy who shot, he's the guy who shot the guy who got framed for that murder really early in the story, so we can fill that in now, too. Unless... No, I don't think it has already filled that in, because it would have been marked correct there. So we want murder. The kill shot here was Henry Brennan. That's good for us. And then, I guess we could just go back to his page and flip through the memories that he is mentioned in. Okay, let's see. So he's present for these, but he's certainly not killing anybody in those. Yeah, we don't need him in that. We have him already figured out in that. He's certainly not killing anybody during these Soldiers of the Sea parts. He's present for some of the Doom. You know, maybe the firing squad scene was the only thing that he was important for. Sorry, that and this. Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to think that maybe that is in fact the case. Okay, so... we got the surgeon's mate correct as well, which is cool. I don't think that actually leads us anywhere, but it's just bodies checked off. So how many do we have left to go? 1, 2, 3... 4. This guy's good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, it looks like. We're getting there, man. We're working on it. Okay, who's next? Well, actually, I guess at this point we can fill in a name, speculatively. We could say, this guy's probably the third mate. I don't actually even get to do anything with that. His fate is completely... like, I can't even say he survived, right? Because... I suppose, you know what, now that I have his name here, we can say... no, I just don't even get a thing for him. That's weird. Because, like, even the people who disappeared, we get to try to fill something in. Why is this guy... I don't know. That's a strange thing. Okay, the gunner's mate. We can maybe make a guess as to the gunner's mate, right? Because we know... I guess I need the map of the ship here. Yeah, this is right. The gunner's store area during the soldiers of the... or during the unholy captive stuff. Was there anybody down there hanging out by the gunner's store? Aside, obviously, from the gunner, who we have definitely seen down there. Because if there's somebody unidentified helping with that, or even during the Doom, yeah, if during the Doom the gunner was up on the deck with the cannons, so I guess probably we don't even have access to this this deck during any of that. So you're the gunner. You're the bosun. You're the bosun's mate. And there's not anybody else in there. We still don't actually have your identity. You could be the gunner's mate. He was not shot by an unknown attacker. We now know the identity of his attacker. Wait, no, sorry. Fourth mate. He was shot by the fourth mate. So I don't know, he could be the gunner's mate, but I don't feel like we really can make a reasonable guess about that. We still don't know who the guy who got shot through the wall over here is. Is the guy getting shot through the wall the last event in this chapter? No, it's not. So if we looked at memories 6 and 8, maybe we could deduce here something about what happened here. Like, at least who shot you, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I suppose it's worth a shot. So the guy who is pinned to the wall over here is just before the shooting.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
This is part 6. Part 7 takes place considerably... The shooting in part 7 takes place considerably further down here. So that's not really that helpful. But at this moment, the gun is being handed to Alfred Klestel. So maybe him? And then in part 8, which I'm guessing is not actually going to be that helpful. Part 8 over here, they kill one of them, right? Alright, that body's actually down these stairs. Wait, is it? Ah, it's this one. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get upstairs to have a look around up there. Not a lot of words in this one? No, not a lot of words in this one. This guy did show this thing who's boss, sorta? Although, I mean, not alone. He had some assistance. But yeah, we can't see anything about the part of the ship we would need to see to make any kind of deduction about what happened here. Well, the progress is coming in fits and starts, but we are still making it. I say to myself, trying to prevent myself from getting discouraged. Right. Doors. So yeah, like, here's the thing. I don't really understand why the memory connected to this body looks the way it does. In the past, when I've been like, this doesn't really line up, it's like this isn't showing the moment of death correctly, it has always been that I was misunderstanding something. There's a weird amount of blood tracked down the hall, right? So this guy was wounded, maybe, and then he tried to go and hide, and just happened to take an unlucky hit through the wall?
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Yeah, so he's grunting, he's making noises of exertion because he's coming down here all injured, trying to find a good place to hide until things kind of blow over. You know what? I'm going to mark this guy as the gunner's mate. Because he's in here with the gunner, retrieving weapons. I think he might be the gunner's mate. Okay. So, like, here's my concern with this. It looks like the moment of impact, right? We can see the blood flying out onto the wall. but it doesn't look like anybody's currently holding a gun in a firing position. And they, like, that guy is, but he's not pointed anywhere near over here. Like, this guy, the shot that was fired to kill this guy would have to have been fired oh, wait a second. It's that guy. He's fired clean through. Alright, do I know anything about who you are? No, not really. Okay. Yep, I've just been missing it, because I was looking at it from this angle where you can't even really see that guy. But of course, it would have to be somebody who's on the other side of that thing. The way the angle of the shot works. Man, I would do very poorly on one of those CSI shows. Okay, so who's that guy? He's a bald guy with no shirt on, and he's over here. So, like, in the Part 6 memory, we should be able to determine his identity. We're on something here. We're sort of onto something, kind of. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me with determining this guy's identity. I think we're going to have to go through previous memories where he was present to make a guess on that. But we do have to know who killed him, or guessing on that is not useful. So it's... right, it's the spiked body. Okay, so a bald, shirtless guy in this part of the ship. And again, like, part of the problem is, I think of it as Part 6 must be just moments after, or moments before Part 7. But I only actually get to see what's going on when people are actively dying, so... This guy has already started creeping over here. At this moment, he's having a rough go of it. He got spiked real good. Oh, wait a second. Is he not, in fact, shirtless in that shot? Maybe it's just that his shirt is a very light color? I think that might be our guy. Mr. Peters. Let's step back into the Part 7 memory and see if... I think that's right, though. I think we figured this out. Sort of. Partially, we figured this out on account of now having one of the 3 pieces of information that we were missing. Yeah, it's hard to say he's not shirtless from here. Okay, but if that's not Nathan Peters, then where is he? Right?
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Oh, you know what? He could still be crouched down over here, though, couldn't he? Because it does seem like everybody who's over here is still over here. Alright, for right now, I'm going to put down... This guy was shot by... Wait, which Peters brother is that? Let's make sure we get the right one. Nathan, yeah. We'll put that down for now. Sorry, this is not the way I want to do this. By the way, with the book, sometimes right-click closes the books. Like right now, right-click. No. I right-clicked 3 times there. It flipped the page, then flipped the page back, then closed the book. So the problem I'm having where I keep accidentally closing or not closing the book when I mean to do the other thing is because the behavior of right-click is not super consistent and honestly is kind of strange in the first place. Because right-click when you're looking at the crew manifest closes the crew manifest. Or right-click when you're looking at one of these screens closes this screen. So I keep expecting it to close the book as well. Alright, so you were shot by Nathan Peters. Listen, he's a violent guy. This is not your fault. Let's try to figure out who this dude could be. So, he is present... Unholy Captives 2, 3, and 4. He's present for Unholy Captives 4, huh? That could be useful. Let's go have a look at that. We've gotten an awful lot of valuable information out of that particular vignette. Man, who could he be in that? I thought we had pretty much identified the people in that one. So that is the leg.
Keep pressure here.
Okay, he's the guy holding the body. Actually, like, 0 value to us.
20 years my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity.
Because this guy doesn't say or do anything significant during this memory. Okay.
Hold back your doom of all.
Unfortunately, it would seem that that one particular scene cannot unravel all of our mysteries. Alright, where else? Where else that might be significant? He appears in Unholy Captives 2 and 3, which might matter. Soldiers of the Sea, 5, 6, 7, also 4. And that's actually it. We do not have a lot to work with on this guy. I guess let's track him through Unholy Captives. My thinking is that this is probably not going to get us anything useful, but we may as well check. I'm getting a lot better at that part. Just sort of remembering which memories go where.
What's your foot in?
Okay, so here he's holding the lantern.
Saying I can rise a solid meal, boys.
Careful now. Take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? It's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
So this guy is talking a lot. Somebody else is also talking a lot as they're carrying the body, but I don't know who. Watch your footing. Yeah, like this is probably, I'm guessing, one of the guys who's actually carrying the thing. So that's probably not useful to us. Okay, I need part 3 then. That is at the bottom of these stairs. Oh, I guess I have to walk out of this memory first. Interesting. This is him running to get his sword, maybe? So that he can have at the guy who decided we should keep the mermaids on board? Alright, where's our man in this memory? I mean, he's probably still... Yeah, right there. He wants to help, but, like... That could be him saying look out, but it also extremely could not be, and, like, this is not helpful. Okay. Is this the artist? Yeah, okay. Here's the carpenters coming out of the carpenters thing, which doesn't help us because we figured them out already. Yep, this was just not useful. Alright, let's try his other string of memory appearances, but I kind of think we may end up having to figure this guy out through process of elimination. This is not looking good to me. So it's also... Like, what about Soldiers of the Sea parts 4 and 5? So we want to be on the middle part of the Orlop deck, which is above me. Nope, wait, this is the gun deck. I was on the Orlop deck. Okay. So these guys are one of the 2 parts. Alright, where's our dude here? That's not you. That's not you. Okay, he's already been spiked here. So we need the previous part. Boy, those sounds, they just continue to happen, don't they? Where's the door on the other side of him? Yeah, that's right. It's past the guy throwing the lantern. That's a good idea. Let's start a fire on the ship. I guess, to some degree, the damage is going to be limited by the fact that there's so much water around. Maybe that was his brilliant plan? Our man is not marked as present during this memory. And by the time of this memory, he's already crawling away. Yeah, so we just can't figure out his identity right now. Not enough information. We are definitely going to have to do a bit of a process of elimination on him. Well... So, let's say we got this right. We got this right. I really want to try to put one more guess together here. Before we call it, because I wanna check those assumptions. So I guess what we could do is try to guess the identity of Amadou Diom. Do we have causes of death for found by a beast and spiked? Okay, we kind of do. Here, let's just try some stuff. Okay, turns out. So now that we're certain of the identity of the gunner's mate, does he figure into any other memories in any meaningful ways? This guy. Guess it makes sense. He's standing right by the gunner. Because I feel like I remember seeing his face an awful lot. Obviously, he's important in that... He's visible in these memories. Oh, right, because you can go down to the deck in these memories. Oh, it does help with the identity of the anti-mutineer. Or sorry, it helps with the fate of the anti-mutineer, not his identity so much. Well, let's fill that in at least. So we know that, shoot, which guy is he? This one. You were, in fact, knifed by the gunner's mate. Probably. Let's actually hold on a second. We can probably refresh my memory on that pretty quickly, and then we'll probably stop there for the day. So, I need one of these two memories up here. It might not matter which one. I think these are both... Okay, yep, that's pretty... that right there is pretty solid. Okay, we're gonna figure out your deal soon, I swear. He could be a midshipman. It could just be that after he got stabbed, he went in the first door he could get in. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable guessing that he's a midshipman. But, hey look, we're getting this. We're making really quick progress here. Which, in a sense, is actually kind of a bummer, because I am not eager for this experience to be over. But I think this is where we're going to call it for today. We get to extend it at least one more day. So, thank you all very much for watching. Come back next time when, honestly, there's some chance that we finish figuring this out. And I will say, I'm very, very curious about the bargain. And we'll see you then.